Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Slappin Kpop podcast. I'm Sammy, and today I'm here with Kayla.
Hello.
And we are continuing our look at random seasons of produce.
Yep.
By looking at the first, technically unofficial season of produce.
Yes.
Idol Producer.
Yep.
So, Idol Producer is
not affiliated with official produce.
not affiliated at all with official produce.
Got sued by official produce.
Got sued by official produce and was deemed to be 88% identical to official produce,
which is like the highest percentage of plagiarism that they have ever sued something for, or something
True.
like that.
But I don't know what the result of that lawsuit was. This is China. Who knows if they actually made any money? But the show continues on today. You might have heard it. It's now called Youth with You. Lisa was just a judge on it last season. So the show continues on.
It's still thriving today. Yes.
It's thriving, really. It's going to have another season this year. And so it was made in 2018 on iQIYI. It is unofficial produce, and it made the 9-member boy group, C-pop group, 9%.
Yes.
And it is one of my favorite seasons.
This is a wild season of television. It is wild.
So this all really started because this had one point, before we started doing this whole big rewatch of Produce for our Produce retrospective, the only season I had actually watched. Because I had seen maybe half of season 2, and there's a few people I liked in season 2 that are on this show.
Yes.
And so I was
the stars of this show.
The stars of the show. We'll get to them. And, I was curious, so I watched Idol Producer. Lay is a judge. Lay is the host of this show.
Lay hosts this show, yes.
Jackson is a judge on this show. Shang Zhao of Cosmic Girls is a judge on this show. And, she goes by Cool Kyung now. She went by Pinky when she was in IOI. Pinky of Priston is also a judge on this show.
Yeah.
So, the judges are, top-tier judges right here.
We got really top tier. This is one of the best seasons of judges of Produce.
Yes. And so really, this season is wild. And I have slowly, over the year that we have been doing this podcast and been friends, showed Kayla various clips from this show.
Yes.
And
yes. There's one in particular that is incredibly iconic.
It's iconic for us in that we watch it every time it's recommended. Constantly.
It doesn't mean that it's good. That good.
I never said that this show was. I never maintained that any of the performances on this show were good. I never said that.
Wild.
I said they were iconic.
Round 2 in particular is wild.
Wild. So this show it's set up exactly like an actual Produce. So
this is just Produce.
It's just Produce. The thing is, a lot of this is Chinese companies. It is Chinese names. We know a lot less people's names in this show than we did on Produce Japan.
Oh, yeah. I know significantly less people here than I did in Produce
I've seen
Japan.
this show twice, and I know significantly less people
I
than
know
I do
about,
Produce Japan.
7 people here.
Only 9 of them end up on the show. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, they are affiliated with companies or independent trainees. So, a bunch of them come in with companies. There's 2 notable companies. 2 big notable companies. And that is Banana Culture and Yehua Entertainment. So Banana Culture, you might have heard in that they at one point had EXID.
Yes.
And that's really it.
So that is the Korean branch of the Chinese Banana Culture. Yeah.
Yes, which if you didn't know, yes, EXID was owned by a Chinese company.
Yep.
And, they're apparently really big in China. Those trainees come in and people are
wow.
Oh, wow.
It's we got,
that's
big 3 company, trainees walking in.
Yeah, that's level. Yeah. That's the level that they're at. And they're decent. They do, a lot of vocals. They're pretty good. And then we get the big one. Mm-hmm. The big company. The SM, if you will, of
China. Yes.
Yehua Entertainment. Mm-hmm. You might know Yehua Entertainment from iconic boy group Unique.
And they also have Everglow.
They also have Everglow now, but iconic boy group Unique.
Unique, particularly.
Particularly.
Also Woods. Woods is
also
of Unique, yeah.
From iconic boy group Unique.
Unique, exactly.
And then also they are the company that had the 3 Chinese members of Cosmic Girls. They were always under Yehua Entertainment.
Yeah.
So that's where they are now.
And then it's Changzhou, Meikui,
and
I don't remember the other ones.
We'll get to her when we do the Rocket Girl season.
Yep.
Because they're both in Rocket
Because they all went on
Spoilers.
that.
Spoilers. And Sheng Zhao is a judge here.
Sheng Zhao judges this show.
Very big on this show. And so, you might find 2 well-known faces if you watch Produce Season 2, which is Justin is on this. Also, if you've listened to this podcast, we love Justin.
Justin is the really cute center boy from, like, Replay Team 1.
Yes.
That has, like, Ren and then, like, a bunch of members of One Us in it.
And also the other kid.
And also the other kid. So his name is Jing Ting, but we can't say that. So he goes by Theo in his solo career, so we're going to call him Theo. Yes, because it's much easier to say.
Because we can't say it. And we were calling him Other Produce Kid for a while.
So now we will call him Theo.
We love him.
He's adorable.
Amazing.
He's adorable.
Like, that entire Replay team should all be iconic, but all of them are just superseded by Justin.
They're so overshadowed by Justin, being the most adorable child.
Justin owns that performance so thoroughly, which if you compare it to some of the things he does on this show is hilarious.
Oh, it is a lot. Oh man, does he make a turn in this show?
Also, at this point, Justin, it's 2018. Justin is only 16 years old.
A child.
And Yehua comes in and auditions.
He's so young.
He's a baby. But grown so much since Produce Season 1, which was not a year early. Produce Season 2, which was barely a year earlier.
That was in 2017, yeah.
Exactly, a year earlier. But he grew up. Much like in Produce Japan, they do essentially talk about him and Theo as if they are famous.
They were on another show.
They trained in Korea,
show.
But they actually did decently in that both of them, I think, were in 40-something place.
Yeah.
Which is way better than 91st place.
Way better than 91st place kid. They also, like, Yuehua sends in more trainees than just the 2 of them, and they send the 2 of them in first, and then bring out the other, like, 6 kids from Yuehua. Later. Yeah.
And all of them will make up the boy group next, if anyone cares.
All of them.
So essentially, they audition with the
unique
classic, the classic EUEU, which involves them grinding again. Full grinding. Justin is 16 years old, I want to mention. But that's
he needs to calm down.
He needs to relax in this show. But there's a bunch of great trainees. The other one that we think is iconic because of his audition is Kun. Kun is the best, and this is a spoiler, but Kun is the best center this show ever had.
Yeah.
Considering that Ren didn't actually become the center.
Because Ren isn't officially the center, Kun is actually the best center.
Yes. Like, Kun dominates this show.
He is in first place the entire show.
He's in second place once. And that's it.
And
he's in first place for the rest of the show. And he is so sweet.
Yeah. He's a sweet boy.
So sweet.
Him and Ren have the same energy. Like, he's a sweet boy, very talented, cares about everyone he works with. Like, very sweet.
Yes, and it's just like no ego with it. Genuinely so sweet.
Apparently, he looks genuinely shocked every time he comes in first place. Like
genuinely surprised, as if I'm like, you've been first the entire show.
Did you have any doubts about this ever?
Were we doubting you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. We love him. Best center. Now he has a solo career, and now he's actually hosting Youth with You. He hosts this show now. He took over from Lay. He hosts the show.
He's now the host. They kicked out Lay from his job.
Yep. Other very notable trainees, we have Fan Chung Chung, who is Fan Bingbing's younger brother. He's another Yehua trainee. It's just really funny because every once in a while they'll mention his sister, and it's just like a very...
It's very funny.
It's very funny. We also have one that is iconic just for our purposes, which is Bufan, who is just tall man.
He is a large man.
He is a man.
He is gigantic.
I don't even know how tall he is or if everyone else is short around him. He's so tall, and he looks like a scary man.
But he is a sweet. He is the sweet boy.
Sweetest teddy bear you find.
He's so nice.
He's just genuinely adorable.
But he is just this tall man that they constantly dress in fur coats.
Always in fur coats.
Always
so
in a fur coat.
They mention it. They like talk about it all the time that he is constantly in a fur coat.
Yeah.
Other ones. There's a kid that was on Rap of China.
Yep.
Which I just want to mention is a show that exists, which is essentially the Chinese version of Show Me the Money.
Yeah.
Yes.
He went on that.
Mm-hmm.
He had
bad dreads though.
He's got really bad dreads. Yeah.
Bad dreads.
The entire show.
Also, because it's me, I had to remember that Yubin was in this, and Yubin would later go on to be in The Untamed.
Nice.
Because I have to mention these things.
Uh-huh.
A bunch of people on The Untamed, and now he's in The Untamed Boy, so he's going to continue the singing career.
Just going to continue
A bunch of people from The Untamed go on to be in shows like this. So yay, that's there. Any other notable trainees?
There's the kid from 24K. Who is here, yeah.
Apparently, then we get into the kids that we were looking on Wikipedia, and we found the fun fact of apparently 24K's Hui left the show rumored to have done fake votes.
Yep.
Which is a question I have.
Sure.
How?
Okay, yeah, I was like, how?
But sure. And then one that I just read that I'm going to read to you exactly what it says on Wikipedia. 2 trainee disciplinary expulsion involved in violence with each other, thus breaking ground rules. Yep. Which means that 2 kids just got into a fight.
And these were also 2 kids from the same company.
Then they just got into a fight. Apparently a physical fight, because it says violence.
Yeah,
so
apparently.
This is a physical fight.
Physical fist fight, yeah.
They don't mention it at all on the show.
Not mentioned once.
Not mentioned once that any of these kids had to leave.
No.
So I think they just kept going.
Yes.
They didn't mention any of it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want to mention Ziyi, who is just a rich man.
He's a rich, incredibly rich man.
Rapper
so man. Rich. At the end of the finale, they show this thing of like everyone with their like parents and everything, and his brothers are just in his room, and like you can see his house, and I'm like, this kid has so much money. He comes from like the China money, like
Chun-La. If any of you are NCT fans, level China money,
like ridiculous amounts of China money.
Mm-hmm. So like those are like the real notable trainees, really. So round 1 is the exact same as produce. Really, anything I say that is the exact same as produce is the exact... Oh, before we do that, do you want to mention that the fact that this has the best hosts, the best,
Oh, yes.
The best mentors of all time?
Oh, the mentors on the show are fantastic. They're really good.
They're actually helpful.
The vocal coach is the nicest man ever.
Rung Hao. Incredible. So
he's
good.
He's great. He's teaches amazing. Like straight up teaches the F class like how to sing. He is a fantastic human.
Like it is the only time where I've genuinely seen him and he genuinely teaches them actual good advice for how to be an idol singer. And then also there is MC Jin, who is their rap mentor, and Jackson. Yeah. So much levity.
They're so funny. They're great. The 2 of them together are just fantastic.
Their dynamic is amazing. I love them together, and I love that they just constantly come in and talk to them and just lighten the mood.
Just have a time, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's having a good time when they're around. It's just so much fun. Lei is broken.
Lei is a robot.
Lei
cannot function as a human anymore.
Yes, Lei does not know how to talk to anyone.
No, he has to read every single thing he's supposed to say, everything off of cue cards.
From a cue card.
He cannot jokes, have he cannot function regular human conversations.
Like he's so like, oh my god, he's also so picky.
Yes.
And like so hard on all of them. It's so like hard to watch sometimes.
Yeah, Lei is very weird. Lei is in a weird place on this show.
He is in a weird place on this show. Shing do great.
I want to point out how when they were walking in for the auditions and all the mentors are just in a separate room watching them come in, Jackson knows like half of these kids.
Jackson
and he's like, oh, look at my
3
friends.
or 4 of these kids, and he's friends with them.
And I'm like, Jackson,
you're a Korean idol. How do you maintain so many friendships in China?
And he's like, oh, I know him. He's like, oh, my friend. And I'm like, Jackson, how many of these kids do you know? So many.
It's
Jackson's
really
got
funny
that
both
large
of them
social circle.
Because all three of the Korean idols, Shang Zhao, Pinky, and Jackson, all recognize 2-4K's Hui.
Yes.
They all know him. Lay has no idea who this is. And I'm like...
Lay has been so isolated by SM Entertainment that, like, who even...
That, like, I don't think he knows
Lay doesn't
anything.
know. No.
He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know what's going on. He's a robot, I think.
He is actually a robot. Lay also likes to just dab unironically when walking away from conversations.
He dabs a lot on this show, and it's a bit much.
Lay does an absurd amount of dabbing on this show.
Yep. So, the first task is the pick me.
Mm-hmm.
Kun is center, obviously, because he's best
the center. Yep.
This has the smallest A class I've ever seen for the pick me.
Like, seven or eight kids.
People. There's 7 people in that A class.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And I'm like, damn.
Dang.
They harshly graded these kids.
Yeah. Produce Japan also has a relatively small A class, but this is like half that size.
Yeah. Like, Produce Japan had, I think, like 12. This has 7.
7.
It's, like, so tiny. They're, like, they get such a big triangle for all 7 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, B class is massive.
Yep. They also, only let, like, half of the F class even perform the pick me.
They weren't gonna let any of them perform.
Yeah, and then they pick like 12 of them, I think, or something like that.
They're like, go perform.
Yeah.
You're on the ground. I do kind of like, though, that they gave them... It's the only time I've seen it in a pick me where, like, the F class is not on the floor.
They're on a
F class is on a platform,
they're on a
but
low
it's the
platform.
lowest platform.
Yeah.
It's significantly, like, all the other ones are just on, like, a similar... No, A class goes up, but, like, similar...
They are on a platform, though, which is nice.
Yeah. So, like, they're not just around, scattered.
Yep.
So, we have round 1, which is the group evaluation. Mm-hmm. We have Half Beast Human.
Weird song choices in round 1.
Weird
sound choices all around on this show, actually.
Yeah, I think you just need to hear us say some of these song choices, and you'll see us just, like, have questions.
A lot of questions.
One is, why is the song called Half Beast Human?
Half Beast Human.
It's the first time we see Buffon with a fur coat, though. First time.
Number one fur coat counter for Buffon.
1. You'll see, like, there's, like, 4 rounds, so you'll see 4 more.
Yes, always a fur coat. Only fur coats for him.
Yep. That's fine. It's so aggressive and the lyrics are odd.
It is a good performance, though. Like,
the lyrics,
it's
I
good.
just was reading the lyrics out loud as they were happening.
The lyrics are something else.
And they don't make sense.
No.
Oh, no, it's Nunchucks where they say, I submit myself only to violence, or the only master is violent. Something like that. I think that's Nunchucks, though.
They're both weird. They're both weird songs. Yeah.
Then we have Dance to the Music, which is fine. And then The Great Artist, which is also fine. That's more of a ballady song. Yeah. Then we have the iconic moment.
The most iconic performance to ever be on a produced show ever.
Yes. This is a performance that I have shown literally anyone... Because not many people have seen this show. I'm going to be honest with you. Not many people have seen this show, but I have. And this stuck with me for years. This has stuck with me for years.
It's so weird.
And I've shown this to Kayla. I've shown this to Dan. I've shown this to everyone I can get my hands on.
Lucas refuses to finish
Lucas refuses to watch it.
He refuses to watch it.
We
showed it to Lucas, and he walked out in the middle of it.
I made Lucas put on, because I like seeing people's reactions to this, because it's so odd. And legitimately, he got up out of his room. We're not in the...
walked away.
And walked out of his own room.
He's like, I need to leave right now.
And then he got up and left. And they made, in 2018, a performance of PPAP. Yep. Pen, Pineapple, Apple Pen.
They remixed it into a full-ass, like, love song. It's like, weirdly cute, but also weirdly aggressive. It's, like, it's very bizarre.
Mind you, Kun is ranked first, obviously, as usual. So he gets
picks a song
all
first.
of the songs.
Yeah.
All of the songs are open to him. He could pick anything.
Any song here.
He immediately goes for PPAP. And then also he takes with him Z,
Rich Rapper Boy,
and Theo.
Yep.
So and 2 other people, but all 3 of them are in this.
Yep.
In group 1, obviously.
Yes.
And that's it.
You could have picked any song. Could have picked any song he wants. PPAP.
PPAP.
First song
It is
choice.
an iconic. It is full love song, and then it has a weird.
It has a really weird gross
where they are just like mixing something in a bowl. A lot happened.
It's so
Kayla,
weird.
I need you in the editing to see if you can maybe just put, while we're talking about it, I just want you to have the video play.
Yes.
Please. I know it's going to take a little bit more editing, but please, attempt.
It just has to play right now.
Because I think it needs to people need to see what's happening.
I also need you to listen to it too, because it's just like you need a full experience.
I beg of you, stop watching this right now. Come back after, because this show gets wilder.
It gets even worse than
It gets
this somehow.
wilder.
Yeah.
So, like, just go watch that and then come back, because it's wild.
It's wild.
And also, since this is the first round, there's 2 groups that have to perform this song. No one is, because all the kids Kun picks are high ranked. They're A or B. They're very high ranked. It's a strong team. There's this one F ranked kid that's chosen to pick his team. And he's like, oh, I could pick PPAP, but I'm not going to. And Lay's like, why not?
He just baits this poor kid.
He's like,
PPAP.
Do what you want to do. Live your life. Sing what you want to sing. Dance what you want to dance to. He baits this kid. And this kid's finally like, oh, are you scared? Kid. And this kid picks PPAP and then picks an entire team of only F-ranked trainees.
Only F-ranked.
And they have to also perform PPAP, and it is not good.
And so the thing with this song is that you have to be into it. Like, you have to be into the fact that you're here performing PPAP, and you just have to like full out be a part, full out own that
20%.
Yeah.
And guess what? You have to think that you are performing a Grammy award-winning, Oscar-nominated. Like, you have to think this is the best song ever written. You have to have that kind of confidence.
And those kids are not, they're not there.
They're only like 75% into it.
Yeah.
They're like 75%.
Because I think they realize how ridiculous it is that they're about to perform PPAP.
It's an amazing performance. I love it.
It's iconic. It's amazing.
Then we it's amazing. It's my favorite moment of any produce show.
It's so funny.
Then we have the first Lay song, which is
because we get multiple Lay songs on this show.
Yep. Then we have Get Ugly.
Get Ugly.
Which they also do on this show, because apparently we need 1 million performances to get ugly.
Apparently. It's not ugly. It's very bad.
It's very bad. It's not as good as Produce Season 2.
No, it's very bad. Both of them. Both Team 1 and Team 2 are very bad.
Yes. Very bad.
It's also like one of the last songs picked as well.
Where no one really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, because they had to sing it all in English.
Yep.
Which is weird. Because, like, there's a bunch of songs that will translate to Chinese. There's a bunch that they just
some of them are just in full English.
So, like, it depends on what you're looking for. And then we have the most... I'm not going to say the most, because PPAP is this round. But, like, the second most confusing song.
They do Can't Stop by CNBLUE.
But, like, not.
I just want to know... why? Because this song doesn't even have, as far as we can find, a Chinese version, but they're singing Chinese version of Can't Stop here.
Yeah, I've never heard a Chinese version of CNBLUE's Can't Stop, and I couldn't find one in my, like, couple minutes of Googling. If there is and we're wrong,
like an official Chinese version of Can't Stop, yeah.
Yeah.
No idea. I don't know why this, like, all K-pop songs Can't Stop by CNBLUE.
Yeah.
I didn't think CNBLUE was exceptionally popular in China. Like,
I don't know, but they also kind of turned it into more of a ballad.
They did. It, like, isn't hype at all. It's just more, they slowed it down more, and it's, like, kind of a ballad.
Mm-hmm.
Even more ballad than it already is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, at least, okay, so we're gonna get into this later. It is at least still recognizable that this song is Can't Stop by CNBLUE. You can still
tell that it is Can't Stop by CNBLUE.
Yes.
The fun part a lot of times with this show is, like, Can't Stop is a very vague title. So,
I know.
what you will see is just, like, the words Can't Stop and then a Chinese name for the artist.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like, you'll just be like, is that Can't Stop by CN... Like, because the first Can't Stop that comes to my mind is Can't Stop by CNBLUE.
Yeah.
But it's possible it could just be a Chinese song.
Or if it's like it's a song by some English famous person that I don't remember.
Yeah, it could just be that. But like...
And then I remember they played the song for a second, and I remember thinking, and I'm like, is this song by CNBLUE, or is this song by someone else? And then CNBLUE made a cover, and that's like just not it, because I like was not believing that they were covering "Can't Stop" by CNBLUE on the show.
And then I'm just like, and then you see a full performance, and Justin is in this performance, by the way. That's why that's
Justin
funny.
Is here,
just singing "Can't Stop" by CNBLUE, weird ballad version.
It's a very bizarre performance.
It is very bizarre. And
this
is probably weird. The least, even with PPAP, the most iconic thing in this world, probably one of the, like, less weird.
Yeah.
Round 2 is where we get
Round 2, the song choices just, like, jump off a cliff. It's, really weird.
It is, round 2 is the same thing. You get rap, vocal, and dance. Do we want to start with the least weird, which is the vocal ones?
Yeah, let's go vocals first.
Okay. So vocal we have, this is not called Against the Light. I think this is actually called like Miss something.
It's an all Chinese, so
it's an all Chinese song that I legitimately was like going through 10 minutes of like hunting down through various Google Translate sites and all of that other really fun stuff that I had to do, which was... You know, I was having a time, guys. I was having a time trying to figure out. And it's actually called What I Miss.
Okay.
It's fine. It's a ballad.
A lot of these ballads, they're just ballads. All of these ballads.
What I Miss actually ends up having, like, they have, this one actually is interesting because it starts with, like, a 45-second cello solo.
Can just play a cello,
by one of the members. Mm-hmm. So they get a cello, at least. Aini is the one where they're all on the weird... set with the stairs.
The staircase? Oh, yeah.
The staircase set, and they're all in, like, suits that have swans on them, which is
also
odd.
They have, like, weird higher stage quality for these performances for some reason.
Yeah. So, like, that's fun. At least they have weird suits. Like, even on the boring songs, there's always something, like, a little bit odd where it's just like, why do all of you have suits that have swans on them?
Yep.
What about, like, what? Mm-hmm. Then they did Shape of You by Ed Sheeran entirely in English.
All in English.
All in English as a vocal piece. And I'm like, this seems significantly harder to do this in another language.
Yes.
And, like, they get weird, like, drinks that they're sort of, like...
Just, like, they're, passing like, around a table. On a cube. It's very weird, the whole performance. Odd. It's weird.
We have the most boring one, which I think is Always Online.
Yeah.
That one's just boring.
They just don't even get a set for that.
No, they don't. They just have to stand on cubes.
Yeah.
No, they get to sit on cubes, and then one of them doesn't even get a cube. One of them doesn't get a cube. Stand.
Yeah.
He gets a mic stand. So, like, they get way less. I don't know how they allocated the budget, because this next one of Busuan, I don't know what this song is. It's in Chinese, but we call it Iceberg Ballad.
They're on an iceberg.
It's just an iceberg.
Yeah.
Also, you can watch this whole show on iQIYI.com. Because I have tried to find only the performances, and I can't because they've been scrubbed from the internet.
Only about, like, 30% of them exist on YouTube.
30% of them I can find really easily on YouTube. The rest of them, I just watch the show.
Yeah.
Just skip around the show. It's really... We watched the show in, like, 2 days.
We did. It was actually just 2 days, yeah.
Yeah, like, highly recommend watching this show. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. These boys are very sweet, too.
Yes.
So, that is the... vocal songs. Weird. They're mostly boring.
Yes.
But always weird.
I think we do rap last.
I think we do rap last. So I think we have to go on to the lovely dance performances where
2 people get sent to the hospital.
There's 5 dance performances. 2 of them involve 2 different boys having to go to the hospital.
Yep.
So we start with Nunchucks, which is called Nunchucks, and it sounds like a song.
It sounds like a song called Nunchucks. Yeah.
It kind of sounds like it.
Yep.
And then they just have one kid that kept fainting because he was hypoglycemic.
Yes.
And had to go to the hospital. He comes back, does the performance, and then immediately is almost, like, carried off.
He's, like, escorted off the stage. He's like, he has to leave
Lei
now.
is just like, hey, you're not feeling well, are you? After performing this weirdly intense song called Nunchucks. He's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go. And, like, he's escorted off the stage by staff. And I'm like... this kid needs to go to a doctor.
Yeah. This is also the song that has, like, that weird, like, flashing blackout, like, lights thing happening.
Where you can't see the people.
You can't see half the performance.
No, you can't. It's weird. But it's oddly really... Like, weirdly, in a normal season of this show, this would be a more notable this would be a wild performance.
Yeah, oh yeah.
This is a normal performance.
This is just the normal. This is the normal bar for this show.
This is just fine. Yeah. I have nothing to say about this because it's just fine. Mm-hmm. You know what is a bad performance is they do turn down for what?
Turn down for what? Also,
yes, that turn down for
almost
what?
unrecognizable turn down for what?
No,
too.
You hear Little John on that chorus.
You get it in the chorus, and that's about it. You get
it. But weird. Like way low. They just turn him down.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's a time.
It's weird.
Yeah. It's somehow less hype than original turn down for what?
Way less hype than turn.
Yeah,
it's like if turn down for what is a 10, this is like a 5.
I don't know why we would turn down like the hype on that song because I feel like you would want that for a dance performance, but you know.
Somehow they like turn down the hype and it's just fine.
It's fine.
Then we get, let's just do Flo. Flo has the other kid that has to go to the hospital because
he gets hit in the eye with the belt on
his belt hits him in the eye. And then for the rest of the performance, he just is there with his eyes covered as if he's had eye surgery.
Both of his eyes
are covered.
And he's sitting there trying, and it's like, they're making it look like he's watching the performance, and I'm like, he can't see anything.
He can't see. And also, they're making it almost look like he's permanently blind.
Yeah.
Like, he was blinded on this show. And then, he's actually a set of twins. He's one of the set of twins on that show. And, like, a couple episodes later, they're doing this, like, in the middle of all this, they're doing fun, hey, jokes. They're doing the punching thing, the punching machine.
Yeah.
Him and his twin are just there and it's fine.
He's fine.
They win. He's fine. I'm like, okay, cool. And like he's just chilling for this round.
Yep.
They do Me Too by Meghan Trainor.
That one is very bad. That one's very bad, that performance.
It has the weird thing with the jackets, which is odd to me. They just keep throwing their jackets. Mm-hmm. And then we have the iconic dance performance.
Yep.
Kayla, would you like to talk about it, considering it's now your favorite C-pop song?
It's apparently my favorite C-pop now. So we get the second Lay song. We get Sheep by Lay, which is
amazing.
It's better than original Sheep by Lay.
It's way better than original Sheep, but it's also like...
It is still Sheep. Like, that's just the song.
They're dancing to
Sheep. Yeah.
Which essentially means that throughout the whole performance, like in original Sheep, you just hear
the sheep noises, yeah.
Sheep noises constantly. It's a lot.
There's also
Theo's in it and is the star.
Theo is the star. He is amazing here. Absolutely iconic. Also, they are dancing and half of it on this weird slanted platform thing.
For no reason. Why do they get a slanted platform that has nothing to do with sheep?
No idea.
What's happening?
This show performance. This performance.
This one you can find on
original
YouTube too.
Sheep by Lay. So
and also,
that's where I'm at.
They just keep cutting to Lay watching the performance off stage.
Dancing alone by himself. Yeah.
More specifically, dabbing along with it. Because
there's just dabbing in the choreo. Because of course there is. Because Lay loves dabbing.
Apparently. Because he's a robot. And that's what robots
think is the first time I noticed that Lay just dabs when he walks away for conversations. Because they were in a dress rehearsal. And then Lay came over to talk to them about it. And then he just one arm dabs and walks away.
And walked away as he was leaving. I'm like, is that how you say goodbye?
Is that just how he leaves conversations?
I kind of want him to still do that. It's 2021 and he's still walking away and dabbing.
Just with a dab, yeah.
So that was that. And then we get to the weirdest round.
It is so
the rap
weird.
Round.
This was a choice. These songs were a choice. So
there's three. One of them is... We just see the word artist on it, and we're like,
that artist. Could be by anybody.
That could be a lot of things. We just assume it's but my brain goes, Zico's artist. Because I think K-pop first of everything. And we watch the performance, because we kind of skip the dress rehearsal for most of these a lot of times, unless they have people we genuinely
nothing
really
incredibly interesting happens unless someone's getting sent to the hospital.
Yeah, a lot of it is just we kind of if the first couple minutes are boring, we kind of start to go through. The only interesting thing is that our Dreads man is here.
Man is here, yeah.
And then it sort of starts to happen, and you hear them rap, and it's okay. And then it gets to the chorus, and you hear, we artist, bait. And I'm like, It's Zico's artist.
And that is the only part of the song that is even remotely identifiable as Artist by Zico.
And it's not even that it's in the same beat and they changed the rap.
The song is completely unrecognizable. The song is completely unrecognizable as Artist.
And then you just hear we artist, baby.
And even at that point, I was unconvinced that they were doing Artist by Zico because I'm this is not even remotely similar to Artist by Zico.
And then you look at it and it's Artist by Zico and I'm like,
okay,
what
sure.
The fuck has happened? Is Zico popular in
that
China?
Was not Artist by Zico.
What's happening?
And it was I was thinking about it because I'm well, did they do it because they were afraid of copyright? And then I was well, the show got sued for 88% copyright infringement, so obviously they didn't care about the copyright.
I guess they just I guess someone on this is a Zico fan because the next song they do is Block B's Very Good.
Yep,
which is more unrecognizable.
More unrecognizable, Very Good. It is just that's not the song that they are singing.
It's not. It just is.
They turn it into this really sad emo ballad rap song.
And I'm sorry, you read the lyrics and it is all about essentially how they're wanting to be stars and people put you down.
Yeah.
And they want to be better and then you just hear I'm very good, which is not the vibe I get from Block B.
It's not the vibe. Block B is very good. They're robbing a bank in clown mask.
They are just recreating the first scene from The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
This is not the kind of vibe I get from that song. It's not the kind of vibe I get from Block B.
Similar to Artist, that's the only part of it that's recognizable as Very Good, is they say, I'm very, very good in the chorus, and that's all we got of that.
And I'm just this can't be, and it is.
And then it dawned on me, there's we got double Zico in this round.
And we're just and that's still not the iconic song from this round, because the iconic song from this round is that they do Papillon by Jackson. And it is done by Rich Man.
Mm-hmm. Tall Man.
Tall Man Buffon, yes. Kunar Center, and Justin. All four of them just rapping Papillon.
And they are so aggressive. They are so aggressive.
You have this giant man in a fur coat, this little 16-year-old, this adorable little blonde center boy going off as the most aggressive one.
He is so aggressive.
He might, the skinny center boy is the most aggressive one. Somehow he's more aggressive than the tall man.
Yeah.
And, it's just a lot.
And you have,
Justin
Rich Man
is the center of that group.
Yeah, Rich Man is just here, and he just seems like he's, a rich man, and he's just, fucking here.
He has the aura of a rich man,
yeah.
And then when you know that he's an actual rich man, it kind of makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense, yeah.
All of it makes sense. And that is just, the third iconic performance of this. Not Artist, not Very Good. Somehow Papillon. All of that was shattered by the best version of Papillon I've ever heard.
This version of Papillon infinitely better than Jackson's original Papillon.
I highly recommend people watch this show.
It's because you do have now people who can actually are better at rapping here.
Because I'm sorry, the thing with Produce Japan and this show is Produce Japan is just the best version of Produce. Yeah. This show is if you take the premise of Produce and break it.
It and just is on steroids. Yeah.
Just break all of the rules. Do bad songs. Do songs that don't make sense.
Just pick songs and then turn them into memes. Just unrecognizable versions of those songs.
Pick meme songs like PPAP. Yeah. Just do the weirdest things you can imagine.
Just make bad choices.
And it's fine.
Every round of the show.
And then somehow you get 3 iconic moments in 2 rounds.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, if Papillon had not been here, I would have genuinely Artist would have been an iconic moment, or Very Good, or there's so many other moments that could be iconic moments,
but Papillon
that are just slightly less iconic than Sheep and Papillon and PPAP. Because I'm sorry, C and Blues Can't Stop, done on a C-pop show, translated
that should be
Chinese,
iconic.
Should be iconic.
But it's just this is just another day on this show. It's just an average. It's just here. Yeah.
Here we are. So that's that round.
That round was a lot. That is the most wild round of a produced show ever.
Mind you, we are not talking about we're even talking less about the eliminations than we were in Produce Japan because
I only know 7. I only know 7 of these kids.
And only 9 of them make the group. And let's be honest, we're talking about everybody you need to know.
Oh yeah.
You don't need to know anyone else. So
no. And the show is very apparent on who you need to know.
Oh yeah. I don't think they rigged this show because they only show me the people I should care about.
Yeah.
I don't think they rigged it, to be honest. If anything.
Yep.
Then we get round 3, which is the original songs round. Mm-hmm. And a bunch of these are fun. Boom 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 is boring because that's the hip. No, that's like the more hip hop song, right?
I think.
Yes.
That
no, listen to what I say is the hip hop one.
Oh,
because that's the one that has all the rappers in it.
Oh, okay.
Boom 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 is. I don't remember Boom Boom Boom, to be honest.
No, I don't remember most of these, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I remember Firewalking.
Firewalking is fine. The fun thing with Firewalking is it has a fun dance because they get chairs.
Like a fun chair dance in the middle. Yeah.
God, can you imagine if they... Because a lot of these choices, because we watched this right after we watched Produce Japan.
Yeah.
I just think, imagine if this would have been on Produce Japan, and I'm like, they would have broken their ankle on those chairs.
Oh, yeah. This is a song you cannot perform on Produce Japan.
No. We get I Will Always Remember, which I remember is the bad pop song.
It's a really bad pop song.
Because it's just a pop song.
It's very bad.
A vocal song, and it's very weird.
Yeah.
Like, they perform it well. Like, everybody there is people that can sing. And they're singing well, but the song is bad.
The song itself is just bad, yeah.
Dream is maybe the best one.
Probably.
But Dream also has the weird plaid outfits.
Oh, the plaid outfits.
Because, like, it's not that they're all in plaid. It's just that random parts of their outfits are plaid.
It's very... That's not ideal stage outfits, like, but also the stage outfits here are very weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, one kid has, like, I would almost say, like, suit shorts, and then the rest of it is plaid on the bottom.
Yeah, it's like or you get, weird. Like, one patch of plaid, like, randomly on a sleeve.
Yeah, you get Theo, who just has, like, a weird plaid cape on one arm.
Yeah, on one armed cape, yeah.
Justin's got, like, a weird vest thing.
Yeah.
That's just plaid. It's weird. And then Listen to What I Say is the hip-hop track, because it has... Kun and Buffon and all of them. And
Buffon in another fur coat.
No, he only had the fur sleeves.
Oh, sleeves!
That's when he's not in a full fur coat. He only has the sleeves.
He only gets the sleeves.
It's great. And like that one's fun. Kun, again, so aggro. I don't understand how
so
he's
aggro
so
all the time. So aggro.
It's amazing. I would say somehow I'm a little disappointed by the original songs. And
yeah, they're not, none of them are incredibly memorable, to be honest.
It's just odd. I just think compared to all the other choices we're making, where it's just, weird. Iconically
like they weren't like weird enough in a weird way. Like they were too normal for the show.
Fine. Yeah, they're mostly fine, but it's not what sticks in my memory. I remember all of round 2.
Round 2 was a lot.
Round 2 is gonna stick in my memory forever.
Yes.
Round 3, boring.
It's very boring in comparison.
Dream is probably my favorite. I do actually like that song, but like generally I'm bored.
Yeah.
And then we have something that Produce does not do.
Round 3.5.
Round 3.5, which is an episode that does not matter, because it came right before the finale, but no one goes home.
Yes.
It is mentor performances, where
they randomly just get put into groups to perform with a mentor. Yeah, they don't
pick the groups. I don't know if the mentors pick the groups or what happened.
They're just in groups.
They're just given to mentors and are told, here, go perform a song with your mentor. Jackson's at this point gone.
Jackson's gone.
So Lay does another Lay song, Mask.
Third Lay song.
The weird
3 Lay songs.
3 Lay songs. We're on song number 3 from Lay. And the weird thing with this is that, why is Kun stealing the show from Lay in his own song?
Because Lay is now a broken human. He is a robot.
Yeah. This was, I think, the first sign of that Kun is going to take over the show.
Kun is going to take over the show from Lay.
Just because, like, he is performing it with Kun, and Kun is just, like, way more
Kuda is way more into Lay's song than Lay is into his own song.
Yes. Thriving. Vocal mentor gets a song called Quit Smoking. It's a vocal song. It's fine. It's really dramatic.
Yeah.
It's so extra and it's dramatic that I saw one kid had to, like, one single tear ran down his face.
One tear.
One singular tear. MC Jin, which I just like to call him MC Jin because that's his name.
Yep.
Old Rap Man is also what we called him. Gets 0. It's a rap song. It's fun. All the rap kids get to... The hip-hop on the show isn't terrible, surprisingly.
Yeah. China likes their hip-hop.
They love their hip-hop, but it's also not great.
It's not good hip-hop, but they do love it. They're bad hip-hop.
They enjoy it. They enjoy their bad hip-hop. It's fine. We get... Pinky does Agent J, which is fine. They're mostly dancing around her, because she's not exceptionally great. Like, nothing against her, but she's not known for her dancing.
Yeah.
She's not the star dancer in Iowa.
No, and it's very weird why she was chosen as a dance mentor here, but it's not like she's bad, but she's just not the person you think of.
Yeah. And then we have Shang Zhao doing 24 Karat Magic Remix Havana.
Yep.
Which is just the full title of that song. And she does it... her and Justin, which, mind you, remember, Justin's 16 years old, gets a weird... And they're both in the same company, too, so they had to have met before.
Just know each other.
They do know each other. Get, like, this weird little, like, dance break in the middle where it's just the two of them on, like, a platform. And for the third time on this show, because he does it in the unique performance... in the audition, and I think he does it at another time where he just has to grind on the floor. He also does it here.
Yes.
Which is just the why.
Stop.
Justin.
Someone needs to stop him.
Stop. Where's your mother?
Someone needs to stop him.
Well, here's the thing with his mother. His mother's the only parent that did not want to be involved with the...
Oh, yeah.
They did not
also
show
the mother
Justin's
the
mom.
Mother essentially said, it was like to Justin, her message to him was like, how many girls want to be my daughter-in-law now, or something like that.
Yeah, she was just very happy that a lot of girls knew they wanted to be her daughter-in-law, which, you know what, bravo to Justin's mom.
Yep.
Justin's mom is the only mother that did not actually want to be shown on camera. Though it is very funny. We'll get to it when we get to the finale, but I love that just the Yehua head of the Yehua company was just at the finale.
He was just there.
She was just there.
Just chilling with the judges.
Yeah, no. Shang Zhao was in that company. She was talking to Shang Zhao. It was fine. It's great. But, like, that one's also really fun. That one's also might be my favorite, because actually
I think that's the best of the mentor performances,
Yeah, because, like, Shang Zhao is she's actually a really good dancer, and, like, they seem to be having, like, a fun time. It's, like, light. Lay doesn't make it awkward.
Right.
It's not ridiculously serious. And it's a good performance.
Yep.
So, but it was also a useless round.
It's just like, absolutely no point to that round, but it's just a fun time, I guess.
Yeah, it's fun. They wanted to, and I also like, because the mentors on, at least with the Chinese seasons, what I found is, and we'll get more into it as we do in the actual retrospective, but the Chinese seasons, they make the mentors characters. They give the mentors time and, like, show them and actually make them a part of this show, where I think a lot of the other seasons, like the Japanese one, the mentors were bad.
They didn't do anything, the mentors.
And, like, the Korean ones, they're just kind of there.
They're kind of there.
They kind of help. It really, I think, post the auditions. Because that's where you really get a lot of fun with them, is the auditions. But everything else is just, like, they're there.
Yeah.
And in this, I think that they genuinely they build a rapport. Because, like, you have Jackson and Old Rat Man come in and, like, talk to them in an auditorium and have fun. And they just laugh and genuinely have...
They're just having a good time.
Yeah, genuinely have a good time and answer their questions and then make fun of them. It's very funny. And then you have, like, Lay attempt to do the same thing, but he's not a human, so it doesn't work. And then in these fun and then the mentor performances, they all just look like they're having a good time. Like, they mess with the trainees. Like, it's very funny.
Yeah, the mentors are really good. It's like, I think the Chinese seasons do a much better job, because from what I remember of Korean produced, it's like the trainees seem to have good relationships with the mentors, but you don't really get to see any of that through the actual show. It's more so like they tell you that they do, but you don't see any of it really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just and then I do love, because like the Chinese seasons have such good mentors.
They do.
You have Jackson, Pinky, and Shang Zhao on this season.
Mm-hmm.
Next season you're gonna get 17's the 8. The third season of this show you get Lisa, which is, how the fuck are you getting all?
Why
of these
is Lisa here when
Why
she
is
cannot
Lisa
speak
here?
Chinese?
And then in official Chinese produce, which is Chinese Produce 101 China and Produce Camp, you get Wang Yibo, our Lord and Savior.
Lord and Savior.
You get Tao is the host of all the female seasons, formerly of EXO.
Mm-hmm.
Tao, Chris, and Luhan do season 3 of that show.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just get
And
fun...
Chris is also around.
And Chris is... Tao, Chris, and Luhan are there. It's just, like, a lot. Like, they get really good mentors.
Yeah.
Idol mentors. And, like, these people are big and they have personality, so they get screen time, too.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that's fun.
It does make the show a lot more
Chinese
fun.
seasons got the money for the mentors.
Oh, yeah. The budget of this show definitely goes up the more seasons it has, and it already has a pretty high budget.
Yeah, no, this season is nothing to laugh at. I would say this is probably would be a high budget. Like, I don't think it's as high budget as, like, a lot of the later Korean seasons. Like, X1 seemed to have, like, a really big budget.
Yeah.
But it's, like, I would say it's, like, on par with, like, season 2 and, like, season 3 of Produce. Korea.
Yeah, and I've seen clips of the performances from U3 season 2, which is Idol Producer 3, and the budget is insane. Over there. Like
it is. And then I've also recently seen clips of Produce Camp 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And that show also has a ridiculous, like, these seasons get bigger budgeted every year.
Oh, yeah.
I guess they're very popular in China. Mm-hmm. And it's insane how
because
much
Produce in China is not dead yet. And
no, not yet.
Neither is Japan, because Japan's having a second season
I'm
too.
hoping
So
Japan's second season. Well, Japan I don't think can make it any lower budget.
Japan is already as low budget as you can get.
They're like barely scraping by.
So Produce has really only died in Korea.
True. Thank God for that.
Thank God for that, because it's a disaster.
The K-pop industry.
And now it's still, like, leaving its mark in China and Japan, so...
It's fine. It's also leaving the lingering effects in Korea, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're gonna have lingering effects of Produce for years to come.
Yep. What broke this industry. But we'll talk more about that later.
Yes.
But, no. This show is it's a unique little specimen, if you will. Because I also think the later seasons actually get less weird. They actually get good.
Yeah.
This is a unique
It's like, what on earth are we doing with the song choices here?
Because, let's be honest, looking at this, now that they changed it to Youth With Me, that's a different show. This is this is a singular entity of Idol producer. Like, this is its own little bubble.
It's like, what on earth is going on with this show?
Because now we get to the finale, and you know how in the finale they always do, 2 original songs.
Yep.
And a ballad. Yep. Well, the ballad's boring, and the ballad's actually sung well.
Ballad's fine. It's whatever. It's a ballad.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about that. We get It's Okay, which is decent.
It's a good song.
It's good.
Yeah.
And then we get...
Mac Daddy.
Kayla, would you like to tell the people we looked up what a Mac Daddy is?
So we had to go look up the definition of Mac Daddy, which it is a conspicuously successful pimp, which is incredibly specific.
And also incredibly not what I would use to describe any of these boys.
Any of the boys in this group,
None of them. So,
we're singing this song.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There it is.
Gonna be your Mac Daddy. Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
And also, Mac Daddy is the song that they continue to sing after, because you know how the final, they always continue to sing a couple songs from the show.
This is
Mac Daddy's one of
them.
This one. They've decided on
Mac. Of course it is.
It's amazing. That's why I love this show.
You think they're going to be out here singing It's Okay when Mac Daddy exists?
Yeah, you think they're going to sing It's Okay when they have the option
when they have
of singing
Mac
Daddy? I love it. This is why I love this show, because
this is the first. So you showed me the song a long time ago.
Yes.
At this point, and this is the first time I had noticed the trend in C-pop of a lot of them randomly sound like nursery rhymes in the chorus, and that's just a trend that I am not about in C-pop at all.
That's where Kayla draws the line. Kayla has realized that she doesn't love C-pop, which I get. C-pop is not for... I have learned to like C-pop mainly because I like the people. Mm-hmm. This show is partially why I like C-pop, and I think it's slowly happening to you, Kayla.
Yes. Because I've Stockholm Syndrome myself into Lay's sheep already, so we'll get there eventually by watching another 5 seasons of produced China.
We're gonna learn to love C-pop, everybody. Mm-hmm. We're just gonna, like, abandon K-pop forever.
So we have already abandoned K-pop in the early 2021. Like, we're full into J-pop, C-pop right now.
I've only been listening to, like...
To C-pop and J01.
Orbit, Next, 9%, and a bunch of C-pop that I remembered.
We are just completely out on K-pop right now.
Look, K-pop... Someone's got to come out with, like, album of the year.
K-pop's got to get better.
With something.
Because we got nothing right now.
There's nothing I'm, like, I'm loving right now in K-pop, and I just need them to get better. Do something, K-pop.
I'll come back to K-pop once K-pop gets better. But right now, we are in J-pop and C-pop.
Exactly.
As you can tell by the last 2 episodes we are releasing here, so...
We're having a lot of fun.
We're having a ton.
So, now we get 9%. Do we want to go through the members of 9%?
Sure. It's an unsurprising, incredibly
unsurprising group of people imaginable. Yes. So at number 9, you have Yu Zheng, who's mainly just been a vocalist that has had a massive amount of screen time. Then we have Dreads Man.
Yep.
Made the group.
Rep of China Man.
7, we have Ziyi, which is just rich man.
Rich rapper man.
We have Theo at 6th, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Youngjun, who I don't remember.
I don't know who that is.
4th place is Justin. Yay!
Yay for Justin.
Yay for Justin. 3rd place is Fan Qingqing, because yes.
Yes.
Also, mind you, that makes 3 Yehua kids.
3 of them.
3 kids from one company made it on that show. And also one of them is the judge, so no wonder the head of that company
the head of Yue was just at the finale.
She was just there, just like, hello, I'm here. We have Nong at 2nd place. He was also very popular. He was a good vocalist on that show.
He's very cute. I like him a lot.
He was very sweet. And then number 1 is Kun, who's been number 1 for this entire show.
What a surprise. Shocking. Absolutely shocking that he would come in 1st place.
Center. Best center on any produce group.
Absolutely the best center that Produce has ever had.
Yes, by far. He has the aura of a center. He has the talent of a center. He has the unique charisma, uniqueness, and talent of a center. He's amazing.
He is the epitome of what you should be as a center. He is great.
If you want to be a center, Ren and Kun give me similar vibes.
Yes.
They are the same person, just in different countries. It's fine.
Ren is just Japanese Kun, and Ren is sadly not the actual center, so Ren can't be the best center.
Kun is best center. By default. You can keep your Wanyungs, you can keep your Somis, keep your Kang
Daniels.
Keep whoever the center was of X1, I don't remember. That kid. Kun. Keep fake Ong Sung-woo. Kun. Best center.
Yes.
We love him.
He's great. So 9% only released 2 songs as their
9%
career.
was not really managed well. 9%. Because the other thing with 9% was 9% didn't also have exclusive contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the same time as 9% was debuting, Next debuted, which had
3
Theo,
of them.
Fan Qingqing, and Justin in it.
3 of them.
So they did not actually really have that much of an ability to release much. I will say, they did have 2... I'm on their discography Wikipedia. They sold decently well.
For just having 2 songs?
For having 2... their first album sold 1 million copies.
Oh, Jesus.
Their second one sold 797,000.
Yeah, so they did great. They did fine.
I mean, it's also China, so
it is China, so there's the China money aspect, but
True. But hey,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all digital albums. Because I can't find them for, like...
I looked at J01 album sales, and, like, I don't know how to gauge them at all because of, like...
Neither do I, because
Japan.
I don't know... Yeah. I also don't really know what the Chinese thing of this is, so I have no idea how I can gauge this. But, like, apparently they did well.
Yeah.
This is telling me it's, like, relatively decent. So, like, yay. I'm happy for them. And all of them are doing well now. Kun is a soloist. A bunch of them are soloists. Justin next is still technically a group, even though they didn't release anything last year.
Yeah.
Theo's doing solo work. Justin's doing solo work. Justin is thriving at the age of 18.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely thriving.
And also, big accomplishment for Justin, nominated for the Wang Yibo Male Bias Award.
Yes, a great accomplishment. Good for him.
Notable branch groups from there, you had Next, Wonner, The Untamed Boys, because, yes.
That one kid.
Mr. Tiger, Awaken F, and Tangram? I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
All of this is in Chinese. I don't speak Mandarin, unlike what YouTube thinks it seems.
Apparently,
unlike the YouTube ads I like to get.
Yes.
Which think
today I also started getting YouTube ads in Mandarin, so it's like this is just where I'm at now.
That's because of all the C-pop I've been showing you.
Yes.
It's fine.
Because I rewatch Sheep and Papillon and PPAP like at least once a day, usually multiple times a day now. So
yeah, so like that's just gonna be what happens. And then then the fact that we have to do
another five more Chinese produced seasons. 5 more.
Only Chinese produced.
We like just got like barely halfway done with produce.
There's been too much produce.
There's so much produce.
Cause produce started airing in
2016.
So it's only been 5 years. Technically 4 years, because we're only watching the seasons up until the end of 2020.
Yeah.
So 4 years, 11 seasons.
4 years, and then Korean produce was only lasted 3 years. Like,
it's fine, and it broke the industry.
Just broke everything.
But we'll get more into that in the actual produce retrospective,
which will be coming later this year. I don't know when, because I don't know when IZ*ONE is disbanding officially.
So after IZ*ONE disbands, in our moment of mourning, we will officially bury produce.
We'll lay it to rest, even though its impact will be felt for years to come.
Again, a lot of things. Much like a lot of natural disasters, the long-term ramifications will be felt by the many future generations.
Yep.
Our children and our children's children will continue to feel the shockwaves of produce.
The shockwaves of produce.
It's true. But,
oh, man.
That was Idol Producer.
Honestly,
if you're gonna watch one season of produce, if you have no interest in produce, I would still recommend this season.
You might as well have like a fun time while you're watching it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of produce is just sitting through bad performances of good songs and just like hating a lot of it. And just like, there's a lot of questionable things. There's a lot of like kids taking it way too seriously. A lot of crying.
Yeah, lots of crying.
A lot of kids thinking that
this season definitely has the least amount of crying that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
In produce.
Like, these kids look like they're having a fun time, and they were given the weirdest, almost hardest task imaginable, which is to do these songs.
Yeah.
So, like, honestly...
Like, here's PPAP, like, do something with it.
Here, thrive. Live your best life with this.
Yep.
Honestly... If you've never seen a produce, I'd still recommend watching it.
Because it's
so haven't seen
like
a produce,
not like a typical produce. It's really just an experience. It's
for as much as it is a produce ripoff, it is so
not produce at the same time.
Yeah, it's its own thing so fully that I would still recommend it.
Yeah.
And on that note, everybody, anything else we want to say?
I don't think so. That's all right. Of Idol Producer.
It's amazing.
Yes.
I love it.
It's great. This is the year of produce, apparently.
This is the year of produce. We have to watch 5 more seasons.
5 more seasons. We can only watch. We've decided we're watching 2 a month because we can't do more produce than that.
No. We devolve into our worst selves when we watch so much produce.
Oh yeah, so we gotta limit that to two seasons of produce a month.
We haven't been able to have a conversation. It's like Dan when he watched Island. We devolve.
Yeah, it's like we're in like a weird like Dan level Island obsession right now.
Yep. So that's been our episode.
Yes.
If you're interested, we're also on all the podcasting sites. We're on Spotify, and if you're watching us there, watch our YouTube where we do fun bonus videos.
Yay. Fun bonus videos.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram for our K-pop collections. And am I forgetting anything?
I think that's everything.
Cool. Bye.
Bye.